Pleasure to see you, Eivor.
I want to see the Alliance map. Hytham received a message from Winchester, from someone calling himself a poor fellow soldier of Christ.
Your hidden ally. Very interesting. More targets, I assume.
Yes. So what do you think? Could it be a trap?
As a West Saxon stronghold, Winchester will be a rather unwelcome place for you. But that is nothing you cannot handle. If you go, do not go boldly.
I will make my way to Winchester. The letter asked me to meet a man in white at a house of God, and then recite this phrase. When pride cometh, then cometh shame, but with the lowly cometh wisdom.
A passage from their holy book, I believe. Interesting. Go with care.
To the Swan Road! More sail!
If you have a friend, one that's truly trusted, and wants good to grow of your friendship.
Save it for later.
Look there! Priest to pillage!
If you have a friend, one that's truly trusted, and wants good to grow of your friendship.
The seat of King Alfred's power, where hawk shit stains my boots. I will find the man in white in their god's house. This must be the house of their timid god. They built him a rich dwelling.
Congregentur ad Marcus et dixit ad vulgares de terra superbus est lo venite audite verbum Domini in nostri Iesu Nazareno eras ut non videtur eis
Even the mighty fall, and God's servant the Bishop Aelfirth was mighty indeed in defense of his God.
A Dane treads the cobbles of God's house. In search of Christ's redemption, I hope.
Your Christ can wait his turn. It is you I've come to see.
Is that so?
When pride cometh, then cometh shame. But with the lowly cometh wisdom. You know these words, and you know why I speak them.
I do, but I am not yet satisfied that you are the one for the task ahead. As Jesus said unto Thomas, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Speak the deeds of Christ in order. Only then will you cometh unto my Lord.
If I must dance to your tune, tell me where to step.
In books one may find such wisdom. We had many in England, before the Danes burned our churches. A few yet remain nearby. Or perhaps a more pious soul in need of charity will reward you with a lesson.
I have nothing for you now, but I will return.
He was a man of surpassing vigor, well versed in the Bible, quick of wit, oxen strong, meek. God called Aelfirth to sit beside him, and Aelfirth answered, his body gone to earth, and his sister weeping, mourning a lord far known and beloved. I give praise.
He bathed in the river, so a gentle wash brings them closer to their god. He rose from the dead? A nice trick, and not easily done. Their god brings them light, just as Baldur does. Light as bright as the summer sun.
Speak the deeds of Christ in order.
On the mountain his face shone like the sun, and he became light.
His transfiguration.
God breathed on the water, and in the Jordan River he was cleansed of all sin.
His baptism.
Curse you, Clothpeg. Let me start again.
God has infinite patience. Speak his deeds in order.
The women came with offerings, but they could not find him when they looked among the dead.
His resurrection.
On the mountain his face shone like the sun, and he became light.
His transfiguration.
God breathed on the water, and in the Jordan River he was cleansed of all sin.
His baptism. Thou art weighed in the balances, and found wanting. Perhaps you should try again. Speak his story, in order.
The women came with offerings, but they could not find him when they looked among the dead.
His resurrection.
I am no Christian. I do not know your stories.
Then return when you no longer languish in a pit of ignorance. Has his light brought illumination to your darkness? Speak his story.
God breathed on the water, and in the Jordan River, he was cleansed of all sin.
His baptism.
On the mountain his face shone like the sun, and he became light.
His transfiguration.
The women came with offerings, but they could not find him when they looked among the dead.
His resurrection. And Jesus said, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness. Well spoken.
Are the riddles done?
That is not for me to decide. For I am not the one who summoned you. If you follow, I will lead you to him.
I solved your riddle. Now all I get is silence. Who am I to meet?
Shh. Even a fool, when he keeps silent, is considered wise.
Yet men become wise by speaking with other men. They grow foolish when keeping to silence.
Hush! Your prattling offends God's ears.
We're here.
May Christ, whose terror scares away the foul thrones, make with me a strong covenant. Was God's lesson instructive?
I learned that your god fears death, just as mine do, just as every man does.
Yet through our Lord, we may achieve life everlasting in his glorious presence. Perhaps you missed that detail.
Do all the priests in Winchester have this same skill for drama? You risk your life, Alfred King.
I have invited you here to speak on equal terms. Do the Dane laws of hospitality not apply in Wessex?
You gifted my Jarl to that whelp from the Order of Ancients, the warrior Fulke.
Fulke was an enemy of Wessex. But it seems someone has already removed her threat from my lands.
If you did not hear it was me, you have now.
Impressive. The Order of Ancients has surely been crippled by her loss.
How much do you know of this order?
Only this and little more. This letter, signed by one who calls himself a poor fellow soldier of Christ, warns of a plot against my life.
The gallows, the quill, the Sikhs. 3 men eager to kill you.
2 now. The Bishop Aelfirth is dead. He was the Sikhs, so far as I can tell.
And a humble servant of your god. That must sting.
Still, his death has strengthened Christian fellowship in Winchester. I pray the deaths of his colleagues will do the same.
You have faced warriors like me many times before, and many times you have lost or been cheated. Why trust me now?
I have men in London and Jorvik. Men who send me reports on the rise and fall of the tides of war. Not long ago, men and women of some influence were murdered in those places. In oddly specific circumstances. When I received this letter from our poor fellow soldier, it did not take long to work out why. I don't know your motive, nor what you hope to gain. All I ask is that you finish the work you have begun, before these fallen souls infest England further.
I should let the Order kill you. It would speed our conquest of England.
You may remove the organs of state. The cancer will remain.
Then promise me a reward I can sing about. A healthy king's weight in silver.
Very well. As much as you can carry. This morning, my reeve, Goodwin, was not at his post.
A man you trust.
Goodwin was following the clues given in this letter when he disappeared.
Where was he last seen?
At his house, by the west gate. You may find something there. Eivor, compose yourself while you are my guest. My city is not a battlefield.
Not yet, great king, but the day will come. I need to find this reeve, Goodwin. Come here. I want to talk to you.
He'll get nothing from me. I'm as loyal as the king's hound.
Fortibus oida mores necne. Hegres tristes.
What else?
E non cupinum eorum.
Winchester mourns a good bishop and a strong, virile man. May he find his peace with God.
Goodwin gone, and guards sniffing around. So where would they have taken him? Papers thrown in the fire. Goodwin covering his tracks. Other guards destroying evidence. Broken bowls, food scattered. They took him by force. There must be a garrison in the city. A violent struggle with the guards. They must have taken him to Winchester's garrison. This area is off limits.
Hold there. I'll get to the mill.
Thick walls and thicker guards. A place to keep a valuable man. Thick walls and thicker guards. A place to keep a valuable man. Thick walls and thicker guards. A place to keep a valuable man. Brave Selwyn ordered executions for petty theft and mudslinging. A husband and wife, to be carried out soon.
Got to ground in the hay.
Hey, what?
Must be blocked from the other side.
Be tucked up in the fodder. Now stay alert.
A Dane in Winchester. These are strange times.
King Alfred sent me, pleading from his bended knee to find someone.
I know Alfred well enough to spot a bloody lie when I hear it. If he did send you, he was standing tall and proud.
That he was, and you are the man I've come to find, Goodwin. Do you know why?
If I had one guess, to find these heretics from the Order of Ancients, and bury them so deep, even God would need a shovel.
So where do we start digging?
My research should help us. If they haven't burned it already, it'll be somewhere nearby.
I will find your research. Now go before they find their wolf has fled his cage.
Let's regroup beyond the walls!
Goodwin's research against the Order of Ancients. You like
I am grateful for your help.
It is a brazen move to arrest Alfred's favorite reed.
This so-called order are nothing but defiled shit peddlers.
Shit peddlers who have wormed their way into every crevasse of your country. They are dangerous.
I didn't catch your name, did I?
Eivor, of the Raven clan. Scourge of Mercia, if that name does not rattle some recognition.
Well, Eivor, when our three heretics smolder on a heap of ash, we'll down a cup of ale together and share our distaste of Mercians like old friends.
Alfred believes at least one is dead. Your bishop, Aelfirth, was the sixth.
Bugger. Half of Winchester is in mourning for that nun-groper.
One calls himself the Quill. Are words his weapons?
There were rumors of letters nailed up around Winchester. It may be that one of these can tell us more.
The gallows. What do you know of him?
Must be another Reeve, I'm sure of it. Only we have the power to mete out justice, and this one would walk with cocksure righteousness.
The gallows had you arrested, so he must command the law.
Reeve Selwyn? Of course! That hedge pig has brought down laws like a hammer on Winchester, executing sinners on spurious charges in the square.
Could it be another?
He's the man. He's the only one who fits. End his terror, Eivor.
Good people of Winchester, open your eyes. See how Alfred's lofty ideals are weighed down in this mire of human effluence. These prisoners before you do not live by Alfred's laws. They live above them. They wallow in shit, only guided by their own perversity. Hubert here, his wits addled by ale, spoke false of Bishop Aelfirth, our pious servant of Winchester, who even now lies cold in his grave shroud.
Aelfirth was no man of God. He'll burn for his sins.
Your wife is obeying shrew, Hubert. Is there a man here who has not supped rancid mead from her cup?
When will your work be done, Selwyn? When all of Winchester falls to your justice?
Between his Swickland moose.
Winchester has passed judgment, Hubert. May God have mercy on your cankerous soul.
There are rats in the grain store, and Alfred has set the traps. You cannot steal and be welcome at our hearth. You cannot slander and keep your tongue. You cannot walk freely through our streets, mocking our laws, our king's edicts. And so I ask, who has the right to determine the fate of the perverse, if not the goodly people of Winchester? I am but your humble servant.
Let's end this.
Round the side. Perverter of justice. Who dares execute the king's noose?
It is not in Alfred's name that you carry out your work. You are the Order's executioner.
You peer through the veil, but you do not see clearly. Alfred's laws are a slave's fever dream. He offers shit-soaked beggars a seat at his table, where the meek devour the strong. Who best to judge the fate of the wretched many, if not the strong and worthy few?
To protect your people, you must sheathe your hand in an iron glove. You grind your heels into the backs of freedmen, not those who deserve it.
The Order condemns all men to pain. For all men are but a shadow of the perfection we should know. The perfection of the Ancient Ones.
You are only a man, Reed. One dead branch on a fast-dying tree. I should meet with Goodwin, see what he has found on the quill.
You're dead!
Heaven will swallow the smoke of Aelfred's pyre.
It was out.
A cheerful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones. Does Magister Batter not teach you the scriptures?
Magister Batter is a horse's dangles.
And here is the axe I used to swat a fly.
You have ventured from your burrow?
And you have plunged my city into chaos. I had hoped you would use the lessons of your subtler gods.
We have no subtle gods.
If the gallows is truly dead, perhaps we can allow cautious revelry?
It may be I should take my Dane guild now, leave you to the snakes that remain.
Forgive my outburst. God sowed in me a passion, but English prose is an instrument long out of tune.
We all want better for our people, don't we, Eivor? Yours and ours.
The quill remains. What do we know?
The decay of learning has been gentle in Wessex. We enjoy the office of wise men, but we have neglected the study of wisdom.
The quill preys on this lapse.
Someone disagrees with your reforms, Alfred, and he is calling the children to arms.
Now we know why so many children scurry through the streets, feral and untutored.
I can talk to some, see where they lead me.
Good. Find me at the alehouse when you're done. And try not to scare the piss from any of them.
We Norse are the monsters of your Saxon mother's bedtime tales. I promise nothing. I see you, child. Come.
The bad Reeve, Selwyn. I saw you punish him in the square.
He hurt many people.
Yes. He hurt my mother to death. Then took her good luck charm. Perhaps you found it? A little carved tree. It is all I have to remember her by.
Such a sad story. Take this. Perhaps it will keep you off the streets and out of trouble.
For me? Oh, thank you.
Spry, little mouse. Will you lead me to your quill? Take this.
A big heart. Thank you.
Get off me, you oaf!
Stop struggling and give back that apple.
Apple? I didn't scrub on nothing! Get your hands off me, cow breath!
Cow breath? You little street rat.
The taking! No! Get off! Someone help me! Jump, little please! Jump, please! Stop it!
Stealing apples, eh?
Fruit don't feed a grown boy. Do you have any chicken?
I do not, but maybe you can tell me what you know of the quill.
The quill? God blimey, you're brave. Find Alwyn and Wigbert. They see everything. Stop it, you taking! If you fall, God will punish you!
Hold up, Radgan self. What is that one here of Dallas' son and it?
You there, little cut purse.
Keep your beak out, nosy! I'm starving!
Godspeed! You'll set Winchester ablaze!
Roly-poly mutton man, you can't catch me!
Oh, God help me. I'd rather be shoveling dung in Malvern again.
So brave, like a young King Alfred.
What is that boy doing all the way up there?
Jump, little flea! Jump, flea! Jump! Stop it, you grubkin! If he falls, God will punish you! He's going to fall! Oh, my days, I can't look! Go on, Esobert! It's yours for the taking! He's so brave, like a young King Alfred. He'll crack his head like a fresh hen's egg. He's going to fall! Oh, my days, I can't look! Jump, little flea! Jump, flea! Jump! Stop
I'm
it,
just
you
throwing my
grubkin!
courage to the
If he
sticky
falls,
place.
God will punish you!
I will show her I love her, or die trying. Oh, it's high. Why is it so high? If I die, tell her I think only of her.
What are you doing all the way up here?
Don't try and stop me. I will get that flower, and then she'll see how much I love her.
A brave choice, little fellow.
Even if I get smashed on the ground like an overripe plum, I'm just getting my breath back. The climb was hard. I'm girding my, loins.
Lions, eh? Well, I could get it for you. I would hate to see such a ferocious flame snuffed out.
I mean, if you insist. But I could get it if I wanted to. Just so you know. He missed! The stranger missed! That could have been Ethelbert's mangled noggin.
What a terrible show! Boo! Boo!
For your relief! Skytte! Funnet under Werusa! Gahjunen! For your relief! Skytte! Funnet under Werusa!
Again? You should mind your own beeswax.
Elwyn, is it? You wield fire like the flaming Jotnar.
It was burning when I found it. Hot days like this, things just go whoosh. Well? Oi! Wigbert! You great moon calf.
Hand it over, Alwyn. We saw your little shadow take it. What are you looking at?
I'm not sure. Looks like an old lady's been rolling in shit with all the other ugly sows. A hog in a dress, maybe?
I'll knock you down!
Trouble seems to follow you.
And I wriggle out of it like a slippery eel. Why are you following me?
I'm looking for the quill, so I'm asking you, his little worker bees.
Us? Working for the quill? Shows what you know.
Is that so?
I am innocent as a lamb. They were the quill's thugs and you killed them. Wouldn't want to be in your boots.
It sounds like you owe me your life.
This one's brave and strong. Might be able to help us.
So you're not working for the quill?
We steal to stay alive and out of the quill's clutches.
But you know where I can find him.
They come up from the sewers like rats. Go on, give him what you took. Maybe he can save us. Good luck, Dane. Try not to get maimed and all that.
I should watch out for a mousetrap.
I didn't get nothing today.
There's never enough food. I'm always starving.
Wait a minute. Shut your weird.
Do you believe in souls? Jesus that lives on and on after we die. Bishop Aelfir's passing has made me wonder.
Hey! Come on then!
That's her! Dimwit Dane, didn't guess the quill's a she.
Now, Elwyn. Few have the wit that you and I possess. Most see the world in simpler terms, where we are the weaker sex.
A broodmare who preys on innocence, and you brag about strength.
How little you know. Defend your mistress!
Won't take long. Don't forget! He's blind! Bye-bye!
Aelfirth's roof. Does she flee to the bishop's house?
Come, child. Whisper what you've learned, and Mother will give you a treat.
Coward. Using children to spy and steal for your order.
To educate them. Give me a child until he is 7, and I will give you the man. Or woman. What use are letters when a child can only write his name in pig shit? Or wisdom in a woman when she cannot wield it beyond her heart? I taught little Alwyn so much more. Saved her from a life less worthy. She will find enlightenment in the Order, just as I did. If I could save them all, I would.
But you cannot. You have corrupted too many to save too few.
My order is the only way forward. It can quench our thirst for knowledge. If only Alfred's slave faith is defeated. And what would you sacrifice for infinite knowledge?
An immeasurable gift. Why refuse it?
Not their innocence.
A pity. Non requiescat in pace.
Edwin said to meet him at an alehouse nearby.
Get out drinking our rocks. Step up! You'll see for you.
Eivor!
Is this where Justice hides when she is tired?
Hides? Splood, no. This is a wake, my friend. A celebration to ease the quill on her way to eternal damnation.
You heard.
Hilda's were not the only eyes in Winchester. My spies tell me stories of an avenging angel striking down the unworthy.
I've been called worse.
Be thou hail, Ealdorbanna. That's Life Destroyer in our dialect.
I sat easy with my kinsbane, old honey waves alive in my horn, and my eyes on the door, expecting my death, yet unafraid.
You're quite safe with me, Dane. For now. If the mead is fresh and the air is cool, you may often find a friend even amongst your enemies.
I could use someone like you in my settlement, with ink on his fingers and a sense of honor.
I would love to devote myself to the study and practice of the law. There is a weariness in war I wish I could shake off.
Impossible. Even in death, our battles will rage on. It is the way of things.
I must thank you before the ale dulls me. By cutting the order down to size, you have given England a hope of unity. It must be a sour apple to swallow, knowing that you are the last of Winchester's enemies.
Where is your king now?
Alfred is busy with the Ealdorman of Wessex. A Witan was lately called to discuss the little matter of a bishop's timely death.
Are you sure the Sikhs is dead?
The bishop is dead, that's certain. And if the bishop was the Sikhs is dead. A transitive property of mortality, you see.
I do not believe it. Too much theatre in Winchester. Overwrought prayers and wailing women.
Well, you could pay your respects and see for yourself. The funeral is today.
If he rots, I will leave with my silver. But if he lives, there's work to be done.
Watch your step, Eivor. He'll be a hefty corpse in death. Alive, he'd be much bigger. Whether you find or make a corpse, meet me at the Witan with your report.